Hey friends, had a great question came up on yesterday's call. I wanted to share the answer with you here because I know this applies to what you're doing as well. And the question was this. They were told by some professional that when administering a survey, asking your people, your customers, clients, attendees, students, asking your people to fill out a survey, you shouldn't call it a survey. You should call it an assessment or a quiz or something else. And of course, my first reaction was, well, if words don't mean anything, then I could call my cat a dog. I don't know if I said that. Well, I probably did say that. But before I said that, I gave them a reason. No, of course you would not want to do that for several reasons. One is these are very different things, as most people know. They're surveys, quizzes, assessments. They have different purposes, different structures. They have different outcomes. We use them in different ways. And they're clearly not the same. So when you call your cat a dog, you lose some credibility there. People start to wonder why, if you're saying this, then is there something you're hiding here? Like this, we know this isn't right. So you would not want to call a survey an assessment or a quiz. You'd want to use them properly, right? I mean, when you were in school, in high school, the teacher didn't walk in and say, all right, we're going to put your books away. We're going to be doing a pop survey today. No, it was a pop quiz, obviously, because a quiz is a meaningful thing. So each of these words is a reserved word that has a very particular meaning. So to just call them one thing doesn't make any sense. But I did understand why. I understand the meaning behind it. I don't know who said this long ago, but it goes something like this. Marketers ruin everything, right? And we know this is true with surveys because they have done them so badly for so long that everybody hates surveys, hate to get surveys, hate to be asked to fill out a survey. And of course, if you followed me for any time, you know I've spent a career telling people how great surveys are, that the survey is the most powerful instrument we have for getting into our people's heads to learn what they need and want and expect, and whether it's your students or clients or members or customers, it's the only way of getting some insight into what's going on if you do it correctly, which almost never happens, right? Because it is a skill. And that's the problem right there. Most people don't recognize that creating the right questions in the right way at the right time, administering to the right people, the interpretation of it is a skill, just like anything else, just like learning to play tennis, just like teaching. Some people say, oh, well, anybody can teach. Really? Can you remember the best teacher you ever had in high school or college? Sure you can. Can you remember the worst teacher you ever had? Of course you can. Are they the same people? No. You know there's a huge difference between teachers, who your best and worst teacher was, because teaching is a skill. It takes experience and motivation and drive to want to be a good teacher. And it's just like anything. And to create a good survey, one that draws out of your people deep insights that are interpretable and actionable and get a lot of people to fill it out, that takes skill. There are people that spend years of training and write hundreds and hundreds of surveys. This is what they do for a living. And so their surveys are excellent and do what they should do. But the problem is, of course, we have all these online web-based survey tools going back, I think it was like 1997, I think was the first one I saw, Zoomerang at the time, and there are hundreds of them now that just make it very easy. But, we wouldn't, most of us go to, when you want to get your hair cut, we find a professional, right? Most of us don't cut our own hair, even though it's pretty inconsequential, right? If I cut my hair and I did it wrong, just have to wait 3 months, it'll be back to normal. Yet a decision as important as your business, like getting the right information from your prospects and your customers, asking the right question that pulls in maximum responses and the results being interpretable so you know which direction to take your company, which products to offer, decisions that would earn you hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, or that could lose your business if you did it wrong. For that decision, so many people say, hey, I'll do this. I got it. We go to pros to cut our hair. You should find a professional to do your surveys as well. That's the problem. And I know not everybody has money to hire professionals, but consider that there is some real skill and technique involved in surveys, and to do them poorly is why we are where we are now, and why people don't even want to call a survey, is because they've been done badly so often. I mean, if all of us cut our own hair, if there were no hair stylists, no barbers, we all cut our hair, you know, we might be annoyed with haircuts, right? You have to walk around and see everyone's bad hair day and the way they cut their own hair, just like we're all annoyed with surveys because we're seeing what everyone is do-it-yourselfing with their surveys. So that's my response. Call a survey a survey. I should get t-shirts made with like I Heart Survey or Survey Pride or something. The survey is our most powerful instrument, the only instrument we have to get into the heads of your people if they're done correctly. So that's a better take, I think, is just do your surveys well. And then you don't have to make up names for what a survey is. So that's my opinion. If you differ, if you think I'm full of it, I think I'm totally wrong, go ahead and write a comment if you're finding this on YouTube. Love to hear all your comments as well. Tell me how wrong I am or whether you support the need of making up some I Love survey shirts. This is Doc Champagne. I'll see you again soon.